Good evening, everyone. This is Robert. RJL Network presents another exciting edition of Fall Classic Baseball. The 1919 One and Gone is on the air. We are back at League Park. This is game number 13. It's the first game of the semifinal round between the number 8 Pittsburgh Pirates and the number 4 Cleveland Indians. Let's see how these two teams got here. The Pittsburgh Pirates went ahead and defeated the Brooklyn Robins in the first round, 6-1. Then defeated the Philadelphia Athletics 4-3 in the second, and then moved on to the semifinal round. The Cleveland Indians knocked off the Washington Senators 3-0 in game 1. Then the Indians took out the Boston Braves 6-2 in game 2, and and because they are the number 4 seed, they host this semifinal game. The thing about the Cleveland Indians is that they are the highest seed. So if the Indians move on to the championship, no matter what happens, they will host it at League Park. So that is what's on at stake for the Indians tonight, to try to win this tournament at home. And they can do it, but it depends what the Pirates may have to say tonight. This 1919 One and Gone has been a lot of fun. The last game was absolutely crazy between the Chicago Cubs and the St. Louis Cardinals. Who knows how that was an absolute crazy game. So far, dead ball, even though dead ball, you're not getting a lot of home runs, you are still getting a lot of runs no matter what. Ben Witts is first to join us here at League Park. The Indians were a pretty good team in 1919. They were 84-55. Lee Fole is the manager. And we'll go ahead and get things started for tonight. Will we have another crazy game like we had last night? Well, we'll soon find out. Starting pitcher for the Cleveland Indians tonight, their number 3 starter, Guy Morton. 9 wins, 9 losses, a 1.19 whip. And he is going to be a C pitcher, so the Indians may have some trouble with a C pitcher tonight. But Guy Morton's still pretty good even with that C rating, and we'll see what happens. So everyone is set to go. Charts are set. We have our fast action cards ready. So let's go to the top of the first and play some baseball. Leading off for the Pirates is going to be Carson Bigby. He is the center fielder. He is 4 for 9 for the tournament. We're going to use blue, white, and white dice. Indians are the home team here at League Park. Fans are ready for a big game tonight between the Bucks and the Tribe. Who will move on to the championship? 31, and that's a good start, and that's going to be a base hit for Guy Morton. That's going to be a single for Bigby. That's right off his card. It'll be a base hit. So Bigby leads off with a single for the Pirates, and on to first he goes. They're using candles, whatever. Bigby on at first, and the next batter will be the left fielder, Billy Southworth. He's in the Hall of Fame as a manager, and he is batting 3 for 7 for the tournament. So Bigby on at first, and that is a 64, and that is going to be an out, and that's going to be a ground out to third base. It's going to be a fielder's choice. So out at second, batter safe at first. So picked up there by Gardner, and over to first it goes, 1 down. Fielder's choice. And the next batter will be the man that invented Stengelese, the right fielder, Casey Stengel. Definitely, of course, in the Hall of Fame as a manager. He was not a bad player either. He's 2 for 8 for the tournament. Southworth on at first. Morton, 33, and that is going to be a base hit for Casey Stengel. That's going to be a base hit to left field. First to third holds unless Southworth is a fast runner. He is, and that's going to get him to third base. So Stengel will get a base hit and put runners in the corners with 1 out. Next up is going to be George Cutshaw. He is second base, and he is 2 for 8 for the tournament. Runners in the corners, and they're going to keep the infield back. It's only the first inning. Morton will go ahead and pitch. 11, and that's going to be an out. That is going to be an out, and that's going to be a ground out to the pitcher. First and third, that's going to be a fielder's choice at home. However, though, it says a fast runner scores. Refer to white die original roll if die number 1 at runner advances. That's actually going to be a let's see, fielder's choice at home, 1-2. But fast runner scores. Refer to white die from original roll if die number is a 1. Runner advances. He does. That is a white die of 1. And instead, that's going to be a run scored. Southworth is a fast runner. He will come in to score. And it's going to be 1-0 early Pirates. So in comes Southworth. The runners will advance. At least I'm calling it that. Ground out the pitcher. But a fast runner scores, he does. And it says runner advances. He does. It was a 1. So that's going to be runners at first and second. Instead, that's going to be an infield single. Or actually, that's going to be a fielder's choice, but it'll still get there. Next batter is going to be Walter Barbary. He is third base. He is 2 for 8, and he does have a bomb. David Vega joins us here at League Park. Yep, should have taken the sure out at first, but they don't do it on that card. So runners at first and second, 1-0 Pirates. 62, and that's going to be a swing and a miss, struck him out. First strikeout for Morton. He had 64 of them in 1919. And now we'll see the first baseman, Vic Sayer. He is 1 for 7 for the tournament. So runners at first and second, 2 outs now. 23, that will be an out, and that's going to be a ground ball. That's going to be a ground out to first base, handled there by Doc Johnston. He'll take it himself and retire the side. 1 run, 3 hits for the Pirates. They do get a run in, and we'll go to the bottom of the first as they jump on the board quick. Starting pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates, their number 3 starter, Frank Miller. 13 wins, 12 losses, only a 101 whip. And he's going to be a B pitcher for the night. So Miller will start on the mound. Leading off for the Tribe will be Jack Graney. He is in left field, and he's 1 for 8 for the tournament. Miller will go ahead and pitch. 65, that is a possible home run. A 1-13, but Graney minus 11 needs to be a 2. That's a 9. Instead, that's going to be a high fly ball deep to right field. Going back for that is Stengel, but he'll have room and he will make the catch. A very deep fly ball to right. Graney only had 1 homer. He almost got it there, but that's going to be a fly out. And a 1-13 would be a home run, but to subtract 11 here, and that 9 does not help him, and that is out number 1. Next up will be the shortstop, Ray Chapman. He is 2 for 8 for the tournament. Miller, 14, and that will be an out, and that's ground ball to second base. Cutshaw will get that, throw it to first, 2 down. And now it'll bring up this bum. Center fielder, Hall of Famer, and definitely one of the greatest of all time, Tress Speaker. He is batting 1 for 8, though, for the tournament. His .296 average in 1919, but he is but yes, I'm pretty sure no one here will have a problem saying he is one of the greatest of all time. Miller, 54, that's going to be a bases empty wild chart. Fly ball, center field, roll versus error rating for an error. Center fielder for the Pirates is Carson Bigby. His error rating is a 7. He will not make an error in case he's going to go ahead and he's going to make the catch, as Carson Bigby will get to it, and that will be a fly out to center. And 1, 2, 3 go the Tribe. 1-0 after 1. Top of the second. Leading off for the Bucks will be Zeb Terry. He is shortstop. He's a shortstop, and he's 2 for 7 for the tournament. Morton, 42, and that's going to be a base on balls. He'll walk him. Terry trots the first on a walk, and that is the first walk given up by Morton. So leading man on base. Next up is Walter Schmidt. He's the catcher, and he's 3 for 7 for the tournament. Terry on it first. Pitch from Morton. 13, that will be an out. And if it's a ground ball, if it's a grounder, it's going to be an automatic double play. Instead, it's going to be a line out to the short, or actually it's going to be a 3. That's going to be a line out to first base. And that's going to be out number 1. Terry will get back. You can just use line out to short or refer to white die from original roll, which I like to do. That's a 3. Instead, we'll make that a line out to first. And 1 out. That will bring up the pitcher, Frank Miller, a 106 average and 2 RBIs in 1919. And he's got a bunt rating, and I think we'll go ahead and lay down the bunt. So they're going to go ahead and bunt with Miller. Why not? First bunt, and that's a 5, and that's going to be a – now that is a 5. That's going to be laid down. That's a good bunt. That's a good bunt, and it's bunted to third base. Now, the third baseman's arm for Cleveland is Gardner. He has an average arm. So let's see what we get. That is a 2, and that means we go to the advanced bunt chart. So I re-roll that again. Well, actually, roll again if roll 2 is a 1. So let me double check here. So advanced, let's see. If roll 2 is a 6, I keep on checking the bunts. So refer to arm rating and roll again. So if roll again, right, the good sacker lead runner is out. If roll 2 is a 6, then refer to the optional advanced bunt chart. Roll again if roll 2 is a 1. It wasn't. That was a 2. So it's going to be successful sacrifice bunt, and Terry goes to first, out number 2. All that didn't get anything. So a nice sacrifice hit the third. Gardner's only play was the first, 2 down. And now the batter is great. Now the batter is Big B. Big B got a single his first time up. So Terry on it first. Morton will pitch. 12. And that is going to be an out. And he is a lefty, so that will be a ground ball to first base. Johnston will take it himself and tag the bag and retire the side. Nothing across except a walk for the Pirates. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Forgive me if I don't move as fast playing Fall Classic, even though I think I got the mechanics of the game down pretty well. Bottom of the second, leading off for the Indians will be Elmer Smith. He is in right field, and he is 1 for 7 for the tournament. A minute here. Let's see. Right. His card out. Smith will receive the pitch. 65. Now that is a straight up home run. Miller a 1 to 13, and he had 9 home runs in 1919. So a 65 home run 1 to 13. Elmer Smith minus nothing. That's a 3, and that is gone. Kaboom! That ball is high. That ball is deep, very deep, and that ball is gone. Home run, Elmer Smith. Stadium cheers. Yay! Elmer Smith had 9 home runs in 1919. And when you check a 65, you look at the home run section, and then you see if there's any subtractions or anything like that from the batter. It just says home run pitcher, so no minuses or anything like that, which means it's straight off the pitcher card, and that is a home run. We're tied at 1. That is only, I believe, the 6th home run hit in this tournament. Next batter is Larry Gardner, and he is the best player in this tournament. He is 6 for 8, and he is at third base. He's batting .750 in the 2 games we played that the Indians have played in. So Larry Gardner is 6 for 8 for the tournament. Miller will pitch 23, and that is going to be an out, and that's hit to center field. Carson Bigby will make the play and the catch. One down. Here comes Bill Wamsgans, another great baseball name. He was 1 for 7. He is at second base. Miller will pitch 25. That is going to be also hit to center field, but not too far. And Bigby will make it and make the catch 2 away. And now we'll see Doc Johnston. Johnston is at first base. He's 3 for 8 for the tournament. 2 outs, but a big-time home run by Elmer Smith goes ahead and gets one. 66, that's a double. Johnston smacks that one deep past the third base line. That's going to go into the corner. Johnston keeps the inning going with a 2-out 2-bagger. He'll hold at second base and keep the inning going for Steve O'Neill. He's the catcher. He is 1 for 7 for the tournament. 2 men down, now tied at 1. Winner moves on to the championship to face either the Cubs or the Browns. Miller, here's the pitch, 42, and that's going to be an out. That's a hit to second base. Easy play there for Cutshaw. And over to first it goes, and that will end the inning. 1 run on 2 hits, a solo home run by Elmer Smith. And we're tied at 1 after 2. Flew halfway to the new airport. Yeah. What are they using? Paper airplanes or something? I don't know. Did they had? Well, I don't know. They had paper airplanes back then. Top of the third, tied at 1. Leading off for the Bucks will be Billy Southworth, and he's 0 for 1. Morton will pitch 34, and that is going to be a base hit for Southworth. He gets a single. He hits that one past short. And the Pirates have the leadoff man on. Southworth not really a threat to steal, although he did have 23 stolen bases. They may keep him where he is. Here's Stengel. Stengel is 1 for 1. They'll keep Southworth at first. Morton will go ahead and pitch. 33 base hits. Stengel's going to get a single. And that's going to be a base hit to center field. First to third, faster advance will advance. And Southworth is a fast runner, and he'll get to third base. So now runners in the corners, no one out. And now here's Cutshaw. Indians are going to stay in double play, are going to stay back and play for 2. Still curling kind of early in the game. So Southworth on at third, Stengel on at first. Stengel is definitely a threat to steal, but he only had 12 stolen bases. He'll stay where he is. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Morton will pitch to Cutshaw. 44 base hit. That's a single for Cutshaw. Southworth will come in to score. And let's see, base hit to left field, and Casey Stengel will make it to third. He's fast runner. He'll make it. And the Pirates retake the lead. It's 2-1. Stadium groans. So now 2-1 in favor of the Bucks as Cutshaw gets himself an RBI. Bringing in a run. 3 straight base hits to start the inning off. Here's Barbary. And he's 0 for 1. Barbary had the first home run in this tournament overall. 2 for 8 with a bomb. Still nobody out. Now 2-1 Pirates. Morton will pitch. 46. That's going to be off the ballpark card. No chance for a home run off of there. That's going to be a 4. He's a righty, and that's going to be fouled out of play. And strike 1. And that was a 4. I'll show you he's a righty. So you see here BR, and 3-5, it says roll again, foul ball. So that's going to be fouled out. And they'll do it again. Morton with the pitch. 52, that's a possible strikeout. The 15 is too high. Now it becomes a possible error. And that's a 52. So a possible error, one base error on the third baseman, and that is Gardner. His error rating is a 7. He will make an error, and that's going to bring in a run. Stengel will come in to score. It's a one-base error. Cutshaw moves to second. Barbary to first. 3-1 Pirates. Stadium groans. So that is going to be an E5. First error on the Indians. Still no one out. Guy Morton goes ahead and looks at Larry Gardner and says, hey, look, I don't care if you are the best hitter in the tournament. You got to make a play. Here comes Sayer. Sayer's 0 for 1. Still no one out here in the top of the third. Cutshaw and Barbary on bases. Morton, 26, and that's going to be a base hit. Righty on righty is a single, and that's what that's going to be. And it's going to be a base hit to center field. Now, second to home assist, batter to second. Let's see, so he's going to try to score second to home. Center fielder for Cleveland is Tris Speaker. And guess what? His assist rating is a 6. So Cutshaw is going to be gunned down at the plate. Barbary is going to make it to third. So Cutshaw is going to be gunned down at the plate. Barbary gets to third, and the batter goes to second. And that's how I'm reading that. So a great play by Tris Speaker, who has an assist rating of a 6, which is as high as you can go. So Cutshaw is out. Barbary goes to third, and Sayer goes to second. That is going to be a single. But there is now one out. What a play there by Tris Speaker. He's in center field, and he has an S6. And when you do an assist rating, you use the number. A risk rating, you use the letter. So now runners at second and third with one out. And here comes Terry. They will call the infield in for this. They don't want any more runs to score. Great throw by Speaker. So Barbary at Sayer now at second and third. Morton in a jam. 54, 54, and that's going to be bases empty. That's going to be men on base wilder chart. Men on base wild chart. And refer to pitchers. Let's see here. Actually, no, bases, men on base, wild pitcher, pass ball. Refer to pitcher's wild pitch rating, and if 15 falls within the range. Morton's wild pitch rating is a 7. It is not a wild pitch. We will re-roll. So that is ball 1. Morton will try again. 16, and that is going to be an out. And that's going to be a fly out to left field. Barbary is a fast runner. He will advance. So fly out to left. Barbary will come in. He will score. And it's 4-1 Pirates. Stadium groans. Does pick up an RBI. Philip Reynolds joins us here at League Park, and he got his Christmas package. Good to hear. So now here's Schmidt, now 2 outs. And Schmidt is 0 for 1. So 4-1 Pirates here on a huge error, not helping the Indians out. And Morton will deal. 51, that's a possible range check. The 5 is not a strikeout. So now it's going to be an error check. That's a possible error on the shortstop. Shortstop is Chapman. His error rating is an 11, and he will make an error. It's a one-base advancement. Sayer to third, Schmidt to first. That's only a one-base error, and the inning continues. Another error on the Indians, and that is an E6. Second error in the inning. And now the batter is Miller. Guy Morton can't believe how the Indians are unraveling here. Morton will go ahead and pitch. 51, again another possible error chance. KD, no strikeout. Another possible error chance, and again it's a possible error by the shortstop. Shortstop is Chapman. It's a one-base error. If he doesn't make it, his error rating is an 11. And he will make the error. He gobbles it and bobbles it and drops it, and another run will score. And right now, the Indians are not playing defense. Stadium barfs. Yeah. Another E6. Third error on the Indians in this inning. So runners at first and second here, 2 outs. The Pirates have put a 4 spot here in the top of the third as Guy Morton cannot get out of this inning. Here's Bigby. Bigby is 1 for 2. Phoenix Knight and Ryan Sullivan join us here at League Park. Runners at first and second, 5-1 Pirates. Right now it's a comedy of errors. Literally. Morton, 15, and that is going to be an out, and that's going to be a hard-hit line drive, and that's going to be grabbed by third baseman Gardner, and the inning is finally over. A line out to third, and that does it. 4 runs, 4 hits, 3 errors. What a horrible inning for the Indians. Down 5-1, going to the bottom of the third. And if you're wondering if they had a lot of errors back then, the answer is yes. They did have a lot of errors back then. Over 3,000, I believe, over 3,000 errors were committed that year in 1919. I believe 3,000 errors. Just double check that. I think that's the case. I think 3,000 errors during that season. Is that what I read right, or am I wrong on that? Let's see. Almost 3,200 errors were committed in 1919. The Cleveland Indians had 201 of them, and they were actually just a little bit above the league average. So 3,100 errors back then. If you want to know the difference, and that is with 16 teams. That is with 16 teams. If you want to compare that to last year's errors with 30 teams, only 2,500. Only 2,500 errors were made, and that's 30 teams. And so there is a big difference there. Frank Miller comes back on the mound for the Pirates. We go to the bottom of the third, and Guy Morton's going to bat. 161 average, 9 RBIs. So Miller will go ahead and pitch. 64, and that will be an out, and that is a comebacker right back to Miller. Miller's got it over to first, 1 down. Graney is next. Graney is 0 for 1. Miller will pitch. 35, and that's going to be a hard hit ball to left field. And coming in is Southworth, and he'll get it 2 away. And now Chapman, who is just not cutting it for the Indians, he is 0 for 1. This may not be a debate for this place, but I see the Guardians were known as the Indians, correct? And would be for the next 100 years, right? No point in wiping the Indians' name from the history books, eh? Correct. No point in wiping. I'm not wiping the Indians' name. If they're known as the Indians, when I play the season, they're the Indians. Okay. If I ever play a season where they're called the Guardians, I will call them the Guardians. Just like I am calling these guys I've called them the Brooklyn Rock. Whatever their name is what I call them when it's that season. Simple as that. Miller will pitch. 33 base hit. Chapman will go ahead and get a single and keep the inning going. That's his first hit of the game, trying to make up for all those errors. Here comes Speaker. Speaker is 0 for 1. In the 1950s, they were known as the Redlegs because they didn't want to be known as the Reds because of the communism issue back then. So if you were a Red, you were considered a communist. So they killed the Reds name for a little while until they call them the Redlegs. There's only one season in inside pitch where they're called the Redlegs, and that's 1956. But yes, I will call them the name as they're listed historically. No, I'm not going to call these guys the Guardians because that's not who they were. Miller will pitch to Speaker. 54, and that is going to be men on base. A possible wild pitch or pass ball. If it's an 8, it is, and Miller is a 1 to 4. No pass ball from him, so no wild pitch from him. So no wild pitch from him. So we'll redo the roll. Miller will pitch. 22. That's going to be a single for Speaker. He gets a base hit. Base hit to left field, and Chapman advances on a weak arm, or 2 outs an average arm. So the left fielder for Pittsburgh is Southworth. He has an average arm. Chapman will make third. So now runners at the corners as the Indians trying to get something. And the next batter is Smith. Smith hit a bomb his last time up. They're still trying to find that ball. So runners at first and third, 2 outs. Bottom of the third, Pirates lead 5-1. Doug Hunt joins us here at League Park. And yes, rest in peace to Mr. Colavito. Miller, 54. Again, that's off the men on base chart, the Wilder chart. Refer to pitcher's wild pitch rating, and if it's a 7, it falls in the range. It is not. It's a 1 to 4. No wild pitch. Re-roll. 61, and that is going to be a swing and a miss. Struck him out, and the inning is over. First strikeout for Miller. He had 59 of them that year, and nothing will occur. No runs, 2 hits for the Indians. Down 5-1 after 3. As Ray Chapman just did not do the job in the last inning with all those errors. We go to the top of the fourth. Leading off for the Bucks will be Billy Southworth, and he is 1 for 2. Morton will go ahead and he will pitch. 11, and let's see, a 1 to 5 is a single, 6 to 12 is a walk. That's a 10, and that's going to be a base on balls for Southworth. So he will trot to first. Second walk given up by Morton. He is a thief, Southworth. The batter is Stengel. You got a 4-run lead. I don't think you're stealing. So I think they're going to let him stay there. Stengel will bat. He's 2 for 2 tonight. 2 singles. Morton will go ahead and pitch. 11, and a 1 to 4 is a single. That's a 16. It's another base on balls. So Stengel here going ahead and moving the runner over. Third walk given up by Morton. Here comes Cutshaw. Cutshaw 2 for 2 with 2 singles. 5-1 Pirates. 3 errors in the last inning for the Indians. Just doesn't look good here right now. Morton will pitch. 42, and that is another walk. Morton will walk Cutshaw, and the bases are loaded, and the Pirates are looking to blow this open. 3 straight walks given up by Morton. And here comes Barberry. Barberry is 0 for 2, but reached on an error his last time up. Barberry does have a home run, as amazing as it is. Nobody out. They're going to play the infield back play for 2 here. Indians trying to maybe get out of this inning. Morton will go ahead and pitch. 55. That is a 1-7's a triple. That is a 7, and the Pirates have blown it wide open. Three walks and then a bases clearing triple by Walter Barber, and it is now 8-1. Stadium barfs. Yeah. It looks like we're going into a blowout as Walter Barber goes ahead and gets a 3-run triple. And right now the Pirates are owning the Indians tonight. And not because of Guy Morton, really. Here comes Sayer, and still nobody out in the top of the fourth. Barber on at third. They'll call the infield in. Indians trying to be competitive here. Morton, 16. That's going to be an out. And that's going to be a ground out to short if playing in infield hold rule. So, infield hold rule. So, Barber would hold, or I could send him to run with risk. I'll hold him. The throw goes to first for out number 1. So, a ground out to short. So, Sayer is out. They finally get an out. Now the batter is Terry. They'll keep the infield in. Barber on at third. Morton will pitch. 36, and that's going to be an out. And if playing in, once again, the runner will hold. Barber, he's a fast runner, but he has to run. He would run with risk. But it's a 50-50 chance. A 1-3 safe or 4-6 out. You got a 7-run lead. You know what? They'll hold him. Terry will be out at first, 2 down. They'll keep Barber at third base. And that's another ground out to short. It'll now bring up Schmidt, but now there are 2 outs. Damage is already done here, really. Damage is already pretty much done. Morton will deal with Schmidt. Schmidt is 0 for 2, but reached on an error. 14, that's an out, and that is going to be a line drive, hit hard to center field, but that'll be caught by Speaker, and that will do it. 3 runs on 1 hit and 3 walks, a 3 RBI triple by Walter Barber. And we go to we're only in the 4th inning. But we all know that no lead is safe on RJ. I'm not going to just say no lead is safe when playing inside pitch. I'm going to say no lead is safe in RJL Network. Larry Gardner leads off for the Indians. He's 0 for 1. Miller will deal 13, and that's going to be flied to right. And Stengel says he's got it, and he does, and that's out number 1. Here's Wamsgans. He's 0 for 1. Miller with the pitch. 63. That's an out, and that's going to be hit to center. Carson Bigby grabs it. 2 down. And now Johnston. Johnston got a double his first time up. Cutter Historical joins us here at League Park. Has there ever been a 7+ run comeback in RJL? Yes. An inside pitch. Yes. The 2016 season, I believe, the Giants and the Pirates. Giants had an 8-0 lead, and the Pirates came back. It's in I believe it was my 2016 season. I believe that also was the game of the year. You may want to check my best games playlist and find it. I'm pretty sure that's where I put it. It's a 2-parter because I lost internet during the night, and I decided not to call the game. I decided to keep it for the next night. So, yes, Cutter, there has been. Pitch from Miller, 32, and that's going to be an out, and that's going to be, he's a lefty, that's going to be a ground ball to first base, taken care of by Sayer. Miller comes over, he dips it to him, and that will end the inning. That's demoralizing. 1, 2, 3, go the Indians, 8-1 in favor of the Pirates. As David Vega says, I was there. Yes, I believe you were. Top of the fifth. Question is, do I want Morton to pitch? These are not really all his fault. Frank Miller will lead off. They're going to let Morton stay out there. It's been a rough day for him, yes, but he only had 9 complete games, though, in 1919. I'll let him go one more. He's due to bat second in the fifth. I'm going to let him pitch. So Morton will pitch. 64, and that will be an out, and that's going to be a ground ball to short, handled by Chapman, and over to first it goes. 1 out. Will Monday's Cards Company be in there soon? Probably, because that looks like that probably will be the game of the tournament. Here's Big B. Big B is 1 for 3. Morton, 21. That is an out. That's an 11, and that is a ground ball. That's right back to the pitcher. Morton will take care of that and toss it over to first, 2 down. Morton needs to have a good inning here. Here's Southworth. Southworth is 1 for 2, singled and walked. 25, that's an out, and that's another comebacker right back to Morton, and he'll take care of that and throw it over and retire the side. Boy, did Guy Morton need that. A 1-2-3 inning on the Pirates just to try to get some of his confidence back. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Steve O'Neill leads off for the Tribe. He's 0 for 1. Miller will pitch. 44, and let's see, that's a 16, and that's going to be a triple for Steve O'Neill. Smacks out of the deep corner of League Park, and that's going to roll around out there. That'll be taken by Bigby. He'll throw it in, but O'Neill is going to have a leadoff triple, and that's something the Indians need here. Try to get back into this game. Guy Morton coming out. He will not bat, and the Indians are going to go to the bench. And coming on to pinch hit for the Indians is going to be Joe Harris, a 375 average, 46 RBIs and a bomb in 1919. Pirates are going to play the infield back. You're up by 7 runs. You're just looking for outs. Miller will pitch to Harris. And Harris is going to come through. That's going to be a base hit for Harris, a straight-up single. Harris goes to first. O'Neill scores. It's 8-2. So now here come the Indians. A triple and then a single to get the Indians a run. Next batter is Graney. Graney is 0 for 2. Harris on it first. No one out. Now an 8-2 ball game. Miller will pitch. 61. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That's a big strikeout on Graney. Second strikeout from Miller, 1 away. Chapman comes up. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Harris on it first. The fans here at League Park checking their cell phones to see if there's any other great baseball, football, basketball, and hockey action going on in 1919. 25, that's going to be an out, and that's going to be a ground out to second base. Runner advances to second, so Harris will get to second base. The throw goes to first for out number 2. Two down now for the very dangerous Tris Speaker. He's 1 for 2. Harris now on at second. It's now an 8-2 ball game. Indians trying to get a little bit more. Miller will deal. 63. That's not going to do it. That is going to be popped up. And that is a 3. That's going to be a pop fly ball to first base, way up there. Vic Sayer says he'll go ahead and make the catch, and he will, and retire the side. 1 run, 2 hits, a big-time triple, and then a single by Harris. But that is all the Indians will get, 8-2 after 5. Top of the 6th, Casey Stengel leads off for the Bucks. He's having a good night, 2 for 2, 2 singles and a walk. Indians going to the bullpen. And coming on to pitch for the Indians is going to be Elmer Myers. 8 wins, 7 losses, and a save with a 132 whip. And he's going to be an A pitcher, so that's good. The Indians need a little help from the bullpen. So Elmer Myers will now come on to pitch for the Tribe. And we'll see what he can do. Top of the 6th, 8-2 Pirates. Winner here goes to the championship to face either the Browns or the Cubs. Myers, 53. That's a 1-2 possible strikeout. It's not good. That's going to be a range play. And it's going to be a range play on the center fielder. Center fielder for the Indians is Trish Speaker. He was pretty darn good. His range is a 12. And he will make the catch. 1 out. That becomes a fly out to center. But a nice play by Speaker to make the catch. 1 away. And now here's Cutshaw. Cutshaw 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a walk. Myers will deal. 66. A 1-11 is a double. That's a 14. That's a triple for Cutshaw. Cutshaw hits that one deep past second. He'll roll all the way to the corner, and he's going to wind up at third. That's his 3rd hit of the game. Now 3 for 3. And here comes Barbary. Someone please tell me how his name is pronounced. Barbary, Barber, Barber. Somebody please tell me how his name is pronounced. I feel like I'm butchering it. Cutshaw on at third. Barber is 1 for 3. Got a 3 RBI triple his last time up. Infield playing in. Indians don't want anybody to score. Myers will pitch. 66. That's not going to do it. That is going to be another triple for Walter Barbary. Cutshaw will come in easily. He walks on home. Barbary winds up at third. 9-2 Pirates. Barber. Thank you, Barber. Walter Barber. Barber. Thank you. So Barber gets a triple. His 2nd of the game and his 2nd consecutive triple. Because I feel really dumb when I don't say the name right. Now here's Sayer. Sayer's 1 for 3. And right now, the Pirates just can't do anything wrong. Myers will pitch. They'll keep the infield in. Myers, 34. And that is going to be a base hit off of Myers' card. And that will bring in Barber. Sayer will go to first. And it's now 10-2 Pirates. Stadium barfs. Yeah. They are just owning it today. And right now, it just doesn't look very good for the Indians. Now a 10-2 Pirate lead. And now that'll bring up Terry. Terry is 0 for 2, but he walked. Sayer on it first. Terry will pitch to Myers. Will get the pitch from Myers. 34, and that is another base hit. That is a single. Base hit to left field. First to third, hold or run with risk. Sayer hold at second base. You're up by 8 runs. You stay put. And the fans here in Cleveland are beginning to realize that this tournament is pretty much getting out of their hands. Here comes Schmidt. Schmidt is 0 for 3, but he reached on an error. 10-2 Pirates here, top of the 6th. Complete domination, but the Indians didn't help their cause much. 3 errors in the 3rd inning didn't help. Pitch from Myers, 13. That's going to be an out, and if it's a grounder, it's a double play, and that's exactly what it's going to be. It's a ground ball. That's going to be a ground ball to third, and that is going to be a 5-4-3 double play, and that will retire the side. So 2 runs, 4 hits for the Pirates, and it's just not doing good there. Complicated French pronunciation. That's what I thought. We go to the bottom of the 6th. The Bucks are all over the Indians, 10-2. And right now, the Indians aren't getting any help. Elmer Smith leads off for the Indians, and he is 1 for 2. He hit a bomb in this game. Miller still has plenty left in the tank, and he is going to pitch. If the Pirates win this game, their number 1 starter will be in the championship, and that will be Babe Adams. He started the first game. He will pitch the championship as we return to the lineup. Everybody, of course, is also on deck. Miller will pitch to Smith. 64, and that is going to be an out. And that is hit hard to right field. That will be grabbed by Stengel for out number 1. Next batter is Gardner. Gardner is 0 for 2. Gardner was the best hitter of the tournament coming to this game. He hasn't gotten a hit yet. Miller with the deal. 43, and he still will not get a hit. That's an out. That's hit hard to left. Southwards got it, 2 down. And now Wamsgans. Wamsgans 0 for 2. Miller will pitch. 22, that's a single. Wamsgans hits one pass short, and he will keep the inning going. And now Johnston. Johnston 1 for 2 with a single as a number 8 seed. Yes, as an 8 seed. Wamsgans on it first, 2 outs, bottom of the 6th, 10-2 Pirates. Miller, 52, possible strikeout. The 10 is too high. So now it's a possible error chance for the second baseman. It'll be a 1-base error. Second baseman for Pittsburgh is George Cutshaw, and he did not make many of them. His error rating is only a 4. A 1 to 4, he doesn't make the error. And he will not. Nice play there by Cutshaw. He's got it. Takes his time. Throws to first. Side retired. No runs and a hit for the Indians. 10-2 Bucks after 6. George Cutshaw decides to show Ray Chapman how you feel. As Frank Rozek joins us here at League Park. Top of the 7th. Congrats to Cleveland's Tom Hamilton and the Ford Frick. Yes, absolutely. Graney became the Tribe's radio voice in the 20s, reading the ticker tape. Well, how about that? Top of the 7th, 10-2 Pirates. Myers will stay on the mound, and Frank Miller is going to stay in the game. And might as well. He'll bat. Myers will pitch. 24, and that is going to be grounded to third. Gardner's up with it, throws it to first, and that's out number 1. Next batter is Big B. Big B is 1 for 4. Myers will pitch. 12. That's an out, and that is hit hard to short. Up with it is going to be Chapman. He will not make an error this time. He'll throw it over to first for out number 2. Here's Southworth, Hall of Fame manager. Southworth is 1 for 3, single and a walk. Southworth gets ready and gets ready for the ball. 13, that's going to be hit hard. That's going to be a pop fly ball deep into the sky. And that is going to come down to first base. And Johnston will get it. And that is a 1-2-3 inning on the Pirates. But they have a 10-2 lead, and they're in complete control of this game. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. Our next matchup will be Friday night. There'll be no game tomorrow. I may be doing something else. But the one and gone will return on Friday night. And we're going back to Weegham Park, where the never say die Chicago Cubs, they just don't want to lose. But they'll be taking on George Sisler and the St. Louis Browns to try to move into the championship game. Carl Weilman will be going for the Browns, and Claude Hendricks will be going for the Cubs. So that's going to be our matchup on Friday night, game number 14 of this one and gone tournament. Weilman against Hendricks, the St. Louis Browns and the Chicago Cubs. Winner moves on to the championship. And we'll see that game Friday night here on the network. But right now, it looks like the Pittsburgh Pirates are going to be that team. At least one of them in there. 10-2 on the Indians. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Frank Miller still has plenty left in the tank. Steve O'Neill leads off for the Indians. He got a triple his last time up. He's 1 for 2. That's right. That is correct. Hugo Bezdek is the manager of the Pirates. Pitch from Miller. 15. That's going to be hard hit to third base. And coming up with that will be a good play by Barber, and he'll throw it over to first for the out. We'll see a pinch hitter from Myers as he's coming out of the game. So a new pitcher coming in for the Indians. And that is going to be that's going to be Harry Lunt. I don't know if that's pronounced that way. Lunt or Lunte or Lunty. I have no idea. Harry Lunt, a 195 average and 2 RBIs. Miller will go ahead and pitch to him. 35, and that's going to be an out. That's hit to center field. Hit hard to center, but Bigby is there, 2 away. And now Graney. Graney is 0 for 3. Frank Miller's done a good job shutting down these Indians tonight. Miller with the pitch. 63, and that is going to be an out. That's a ground ball to short. Taken care of there by Terry. Throws to first, and that is a 1-2-3 inning on the try. I was hoping for a better game than this, but it is 10-2 in favor of the Pirates after 7. Top of the 8th. And Casey Stengel leads off for the Pirates. He is 2 for 3, 2 singles and a walk. Indians will go ahead and bring up a pitcher. And let's see what's going to be. And coming on to pitch for the Indians is going to be George Ewell. 10 wins, 5 losses, a 1.35 whip. And he's going to be a B pitcher. So George Ewell, if I'm pronouncing that right, will go ahead and will come in on the pitch. And he'll pitch to Stengel. So Ewell will go ahead and pitch. 56, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. Struck him out. Good way for Ewell to begin. And 1 out. Next up is Cutshaw. Cutshaw's 3 for 3, 2 singles and a triple. Ewell up with it and deals. 61, and that's also a swing and a miss. Struck him out. Nice job by Ewell as he now gets Cutshaw. Maybe the Indians should have started with an opener and then followers. Here's Barber. Barber is 2 for 4, but his 2 hits were all triples. Lunt and Lunte, thank you. Lunt and Lunte. 2 pronunciations, Lunt and Lunte. So it can be either one of those, right? So Ewell will go ahead and pitch. 65. Now that a 1-8 would be a home run, but -9 from Barber is not going to happen. Instead, that's going to be popped up. And he pops that one up behind the plate, actually, to the catcher and Schmidt, and that's going to be caught by O'Neill, and the inning is over. So 1, 2, 3 go the Pirates. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Ray Chapman leads off for Cleveland. He is 1 for 3, but he had a rough day in the field, committed 2 errors back-to-back. Miller will pitch. 14, and that's going to be hit hard to right field, but that will be caught by Stengel, out number 1. Looks like I don't have to worry about an extra inning game tonight. Here's Speaker. Speaker's 1 for 3. Miller will pitch. 36, and that is also going to be an out, and that's also popped out. And that is going to be a pop out to short, 2 away. I could just draw the cards on everything. It doesn't really matter, right? Here comes Smith. Smith hit a bomb in the game. He's 1 for 3. Miller, 22. A walk is a 1-12. That's a 10, and he walked him. So Elmer Smith draws a walk to keep the inning going. And now here's Gardner. Gardner is 0 for 3 tonight. Came into the game batting 6 for 8. Right now he is now 6 for 11 and still looking for his first hit in this game. Smith on it first. Miller will pitch. 54, and that's a men on base. That's a men on base pickoff. Roll a D6, and Miller is an average arm. So a 1-3 he picks off. A 1-3 he picks off Elmer Smith. Got him. Side retired. Wow, that is demoralizing. Frank Miller is an average arm. A 1-3 he got Elmer Smith. He picked him off. And in a 10-2 game, you get picked off at first. I know you hit the home run, but dang. Inning over. Nothing across except the walk. 10-2 in favor of the Pirates. And the Cleveland Indians are running out of outs. Top of the ninth. Pirates have an 8-run lead. They should be very comfortable. Ewell will stay on the mound. And Vic Sayer will pitch for the Pirates. Will bat for the Pirates. He's 2 for 4. He's got 2 singles. 46, that's off the ballpark card. That's a 17. And that's going to be a stretching a single into a double or out at second. That's a 17. It's fielded by the left fielder, Graney. And we check the assist rating. His assist is a 4. So Sayer trying to take second. I don't know why. But unless I play safe. Unless I play the runner safe, which I could do. I've not used that rule. I've not said runner safe. Whatever. A 1-4, Sayer is out at second base. No, he slides in safely. And that's going to be a double. So Vic Saber decides to turn on the Jets and move into second base. And he does. And maybe Jack Graney was asleep there. And now a run at second. And the batter is Terry, leadoff man at second base. Terry is 1 for 3, a single and a walk. Ewell will pitch. 34, and that is a base hit. Base hit to left field. Second to home scores, which he does. So Sayer will come around and he will score and bring in a run. And Terry's on at first. A base hit for Zeb Terry brings in the run, and it is now 11-2. The fans that are left here, stadium groans. So now an 11-2 lead here for the Pirates. And the batter is Schmidt. And the Indians have pretty much resigned themselves, thinking they're not going to win this game. Ewell will pitch. 11. A 1-11 is a walk. That's a 10, and that's exactly what it is. That's a base on balls. Runners at first and second with no one out. And the next batter is Miller. They're going to let him swing away. Got a 9-run lead. You don't need your bullpen. They're going to let Miller bat. Runners at first and second. I mean, he could lay down a bunt, but that would be kind of... they'll let him swing. Ewell with the pitch. 45, and that is going to be an out. And with runners, that's a pop out to third. That's going to be a foul pop out to third base, and that's out number 1. He pops out to third, 1 down. Next batter is Bigby, and Bigby is 1 for 5. Ewell will pitch. 13, that's an out, and if it's a grounder, it's going to be a double play. And nope, it's going to be a line out. It's going to be a line out to first base, 2 outs. Grabbed by Johnston. It'll bring up Southworth. Southworth is 1 for 4, singled and walked. Can Ewell get out of this, only giving up the 1 run? Ewell will go ahead and deal. 51, possible strikeout, no, so that's going to be a possible error. And 51, oh boy. And that is a possible error on the shortstop. It is a 1-base error, and that's hit to Chapman. Chapman has already gotten 2 errors. His error rating is an 11. Does he commit a third? No! Chapman's got it. He'll go ahead and take care of it. And he's going to throw to second again. Schmidt, the inning is over. And stadium cheers. Yay. Nice play by Chapman. Does not commit an error. 1 run, 2 hits, and a walk. And the Pirates now have an 11-2 lead. But will we see some 9th inning magic? Frank Miller is going to come on the mound, try to complete the game. He can pitch to 5 batters before he tires. Leading off for the Indians will be Larry Gardner, and he's 0 for 3. Frank Miller has done a heck of a job tonight. Miller will go ahead and pitch. 46, no park home run. That's a 14, and that is going to be a lefty. That's going to be fouled out, and that's going to be a foul out in the third base line. Going over there is Barber. He'll go ahead and make the play. And that is a foul out to third, and that's out number 1. Gardner popped that one up. After going 6 for 8 in the first 2 games, Larry Gardner goes 0 for 4. Here's Wamsgans. Wamsgans is 1 for 3. Miller will pitch. 11, and that's a 1 is a triple, 2 to 15 is a single. That's a 7, and that's a base hit. Here comes the rally. Wamsgans gets his second hit of the ball game. It will bring up Johnston. Johnston 1 for 3 with a double. 1 out. The fans that are still here at League Park, all dressed in their Sunday best. Miller will pitch. 63, and that's going to be an out. And that's going to be a fly out to center. 2 down. Center fielder Bigby's got it. And the last chance for the Indians will be Steve O'Neill. And he is 1 for 3 with a triple. 2 men down. The fans here at League Park using their cell phones, going ahead and checking on Ticketmaster, hoping there may be another game here. Doesn't look that good. Miller will pitch. 35, and that is going to be an out. I'm just going to pull the card. That's going to be a fly ball to center field. And going over there is going to be Carson Bigby. Takes a couple of steps to his right, puts out his glove, blop, and the ball falls into it. That's your game. The Pirates move on to the championship as they crush the Indians 11-2. Stadium barfs. Yeah. No runs and a hit for the Indians as the Pittsburgh Pirates move on to the championship. They will be playing either the Browns or the Cubs after Friday night. Final line score coming up. For the Pirates, 11 runs, 14 hits, no errors. For the Indians, 2 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors. The winning pitcher is Frank Miller. He goes the distance, gets the complete game. And a tough loss for Guy Morton. He'll take the loss. And, of course, no saves. And the Cleveland Indians are 1 and gone. No game tomorrow night. We will return on Friday for Game 14 of the 1919 One and Gone. The number 10 St. Louis Browns will take on the number 6 Chicago Cubs. Carl Weilman will be going for the Browns, and Claude Hendricks will be going for the Cubs. The never say die Cubs just don't seem to want to lose. The Browns trying to move in there and claim a spot against the Pirates. It could be it could very well be an all-National League championship if the Browns get kicked out. But who knows what will happen. Browns and Cubs, 1919 One and Gone, Friday night. Be there or be square. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out to the turnstiles. Subscribe if you're not done so. Make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you guys Friday night. They raised the Jolly Roger. Well, not really here at League Park, but the Pirates get the win anyway. They move on to the championship, 11-2 over the Indians. We'll see you then next. We'll see you Friday night.